What's going on, everyone? It's Crunch Sweets here, back again, signing in, logging on, pressing start with another Honkai Impact 3rd Part 2 episode. Last time, we awoke the Shoot of Unity, and today we're going to continue going for Lima. Now, I have to quickly ask, who on earth is that, and where are they? I would very much like. So one big thing I want to explain that was just gone through on stream that hadn't gone through on the video here is we did another summon. We attempted another summon for Lima. So now we're to 95 and we got a character. We failed on a Bronya. So it's very unlikely I'm going to have Lima going forward. There is just simply no way in 22 hours other than paying that I think I am going to be able to, you know, do the 5 pulls plus her weapon. I need her weapon and more of her stigmata that I do not own. Pretty much, in order to do everything here. I can try and get one, but I don't think it's going to very easily happen because, well, getting gems in this game is a f***ing nightmare. Compared to ones like Star Rail, it is a nightmare. So, we'll see, won't we? There's going to be plenty here to explore and get there, so... Oh, there's a huge mansion floating in the sky. I can see it from here. That's the masquerade corridors, where Lima, the shoe of pleasure, is slumbering. But how come it's floating? It doesn't matter. I've seen stranger things before. Based on our previous experience, we need to be more careful. True. Although, Song, out of Sarah's gentle nature, let us make contact with Sarah first. We expect the Shoot Union to trap us without any subjective hostility. I made a mistake, but mistakes do happen. At least things didn't turn out too bad, did they? Guys, I have, so in between I did manage to pull a muscle in my neck, so I am going to use my back support just around my neck quickly to warm it up a bit and keep my muscles, you know, from doing that again, because it was extremely painful, if I'm honest with you. I don't want to do that again. As for Lima, we're looking for this time. Aside from her temper, I think you're already familiar with her abilities. You're referring to the replicated events on Amber Street. I think we can only grasp about half the situation at best. Lima comes from nobility and has the power to control others. She makes them submit to her by sensing their fears. That's pretty much all we know right now. Oh yeah. And Song wants to submit to her too. That's a past I'd rather not recall. I'm sure we've had enough intel to awaken the Shoe of Pleasure. You better hurry. You wouldn't want to be noticed by a lantern. Yeah, but I saw this. Whack. 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 Wait. What is it? There might be enemies up ahead. But he wasn't in charge of surveillance, and he hasn't... Not only did he not alert us, but he's certainly quickened his pace, as if he's ready to bolt at any moment. That's why I said there might be enemies up ahead. Alright, you've made your point. I mean, I only have this much strength left anyway. As to the level of your danger up ahead, well, see for yourself. Is that lantern? No, give me this. I need the gems. Give me all the gems I can, please. I mean, if we can get here, we do get 180. So maybe we can get one more today if we're lucky. Just need 800 more of those things. Jesus, lantern. Although it was only for a moment, this creature's demise was imprinted in everyone's eyes. Fierce, agile, then dead in an instant. So, this is how good lantern is. We can also handle a creature at this level, can't we? We can, but it'll take quite some time. Fair enough. That's not the point. Why is lantern here? Because of us, of course. There are only so many other Shus. And she did say that she forbid us to proceed. We shouldn't have harbored any false hopes before setting off. It's clear the most efficient method of lantern is to patrol around every Shus who haven't awakened yet, to prevent us from getting close. As for whether she's discovered or not, it's hard to say. Well, it seems we don't have any choice, do we? Indeed. Let's go. Be careful of what lies ahead. Yoink. I like the use of the TNT to blow up the walls at the moment. Is this an elevator? I was thinking about how we're supposed to get up to this building. Didn't expect the way up to be so normal. We haven't really been inside, so we don't know about Miss Felina's design philosophy. But there used to be a rumor that the masquerade corridor is suspended midair to demonstrate how unapproachable the owner is. Her vanity is quite something. So, should we ask out the section to set a protect portal for us to return to whenever we want, and have duo stand guard at the door as usual? It doesn't matter. It's not my concern. Same though. Same though. No problem. This time I can leave a few more free spells. Wait a minute. We didn't need to risk a confrontation with Lantern and come here by ourselves to speak. Don't you have the ability to put us to Luncher? I believe I mentioned that if you didn't make a request, it wouldn't take the initiative. Oh, I guess I put this on wrong. It's my back thingy. There we go. Now it's all on straight, so it shouldn't cause discomfort. Besides, I'm well aware that you are unwilling to pay a satisfying price for my teleportation service, so a fair exchange is out of the question. Fine, I knew it. Oh, photograph memory. You love to see it. You don't love to see that though. Whoopsies. I will take the stuff, but please ignore the fact I blew it the fuck up. Man, Only 5 crystals out of that, though. Yikes. I'm going to head back quickly, because I want to... I mean, I could do this, but I also want to ensure that I have this part of the map unlocked. I hope that's okay with everyone. It's kind of... How I run is I like to do map unlocking as soon as possible. And I think while I'm doing it, if I find any treasure chests along the way, I might as well. You know what I mean? Does mean that this will end up going a bit longer than supposed to, though. There it is. 16 chests here in a small area. There we go. That's all I really needed to worry about. And now the 16 chests mean that that's 160-ish. 80 at least, 160 at most.
Monban. 実にいい響きだな。Monban.
Do we unlock anything new? Oh, fortitude reduction. Yeah, I can go for some fortitude reduction. And I believe we've got another layer? No. Oh, wait, no. Ow. I'm getting way too impatient with that. Right, let's go up. There she is. Whoa. It looks like this is it. I see. It looks like one of those grand halls. A decent feudal territory. It's nothing. It's just some names from Earth. Miss Falima. She should be in the depths of these corridors, sleeping. Don't think you've arrived just yet. What a location. Oh no, it's a maze! It's not an illusion. Place. Ooh, new enemies! Manifestations of mockery. Oh, I like that enemy, and now they're just giving me eels. Tons and tons of slippery eels. That was close. I didn't expect such a sneaky trick. Really? You didn't? Are you referring to the monsters? Or us being mazed? Mazed. Fine. It seems that repeating it twice didn't make anyone realize how weird this place is. By the way, the emergency evacuation spell I said earlier isn't working either. Well, it's free. I hope everyone understands. Didn't I say that this place is unapproachable? I don't usually get to see it, let alone anticipate any traps. So, are we stuck here? It doesn't feel very real. Helia? Helia seemed to be in a trance, staring into a space with a dazed expression. After Coralie called out to her, she suddenly shuddered all over and turned to look at her. She said the masquerade corridor, as the name suggests, was a maid created by Falima, the Shoe of Pleasure. She? Could it be Sarah? She won't let me admit it. That's okay. Admitting that is an acknowledgement already. Listen, Helia, to what she says to say first. She said She said she sent us a message because she didn't want the game to be too unfair. The function of the shadow we fought earlier is the same as this corridor. They were designed to trap us here. But before we realized the problem, the corridor would try and secretly trap us. And then the shadows would come out to distract us from the corridors to secretly change its structure again. Elia, can you ask Sarah why she didn't say anything before? She said it wouldn't be fair for Falima. She added that we can safely leave the place with a Shus power, and she can only hint at it so much. She said that continuing to talk in my mind would leave a side effect of the Shu union. Then she stopped talking. Is that all the hints? She only said that we can safely leave this place by relying on the Shu's power. But what if we don't have that kind of power? Sorry. The Shu of Perception doesn't have a power she can apply directly. That's fine. We still have our perception, although we need to rely on this so-called fair exchange. The price of that would probably be very high, and you'll refuse to pay it. Lantern has reached the door. I'll go deal with her for a while. Well, you should figure out the solution yourself. It's okay. Felima's power is also a Shu's power. If you find her, you'll have a way to come out. I have to go there now before time runs out. Hey! Meanwhile, outside the corridor, a person and a dog. I know the saying, all the strength can be done in 1,000 uses. Once it's gone, all is done. So, while there's still time, we might as well surrender to... No, I mean... You should face reality. Raising our hands, surrendering would be far better for the both of us. That's what Lantern is trying to tell us. As the only one who can freely traverse line perception faced a dilemma. The destroyer of this realm, who no one can defeat, was now standing there casually, not caring to lift a finger. Holding the name of destruction, she didn't need to indicate her intention. Merely the fact she appeared somewhere, carried a terrifying message. Whether it was the dangerous implication represented in her presence, or through his own choice that led him to surrender and switch sides too easily. It's probably difficult to say that for the time being. Duo. First of all, both of us would have a quite hard time raising hands. As for surrendering, I am but a gadget. I don't have any allegiances. Secondly, my will is aside, but my functions shouldn't conflict with a Shu. I'm afraid that depends on your choice. If I had eyes, it would certainly be glancing at the splendid corridor nearby, which was beyond its reach. So you're saying, you aim to retrieve your other gun? That won't be necessary. Since Falima hasn't awakened yet, I don't have to venture into her territory to borrow her power. I'll be honest with you, I'm here for you. She looked at the gadget when saying those words. Coincidentally, her gaze pierced through Duo, leaving behind an illusion that was in fact blind and ludicrous. So you finally realized it. Chaotic situations call for hard measures. When it comes to a power, I'm your best partner indeed. Is that Litos's dog? When did it learn to speak? I've said 100 times, you really think I'm a dog? Oh, yes, I do, but whatever. You... So, you wish to talk to me alone. No wonder. Had you decided against it, they wouldn't have the chance to enter the corridor. Was it your plan all along to keep them trapped inside? This doesn't strike me as a plan you would make, Shu of Destruction. Yes, it was quite troublesome, but I must keep my influence to the minimum before I fall into slumber again. In that sense, we share some similarities. During my awakening, my functionality is more important than my own will. Moreover, what I'm about to do is not fitting for an outsider to see. So, what do I owe this pleasure? Are you here because of my identity or my ability? This was a truly difficult question, but the answer came easily. That's why I said, I'm afraid that depends on your choice. Lead the way. Take me to your creator. Let me be clear. I merely wish to make things easier. You can also choose to not cooperate. The other plan would be to turn over every inch of the land in Lanka, which is not that unacceptable to me. That sounds familiar. But surely it's better to work with me when it comes to that kind of stuff. You're clearly different from Duo. I fear this negotiating tactics from you. But it's truly unnecessary. Even though it's not exactly beneficial for my wielder, at the end of the day, I'm just a tool. I have no concept of refusal. That's for the best. Let's go. Wait a second. Tools may not know how to refuse, but they are all born with a function. If what you're going to do next will jeopardize Lanku's stability, I'm afraid I might not be able to agree to any of your demands, whatever threats you may use. Stability? Though I'm not exactly confident with my identity, do you really believe a shoe would do anything to harm this place? I am not human, which means I also think differently. If you work backwards from results, wouldn't it be right to say that only the shoes are capable of things that can harm the place? You have a point. I have nothing left to hide. I simply want to ascertain if they have awakened. Are you suggesting that the anomalies in Lanka at present might be connected with my creator? No. I'm suspecting them all. Ajita is only one of them. In any case, I don't have a presence to make plans. I'm certainly short on time for explorations right now. Are we going there or not? Yes or no? Lack of patience, I see. But to claim the current situation is a coincidence? It's hardly believable that you would be so lucky. A better way to explain it would be, you came for those guests, right? In your point of view, only the power of Shu could call forth the current anomalies in one coup. If any of them manage to escape from the corridor, you find it necessary to kill them. If it turns out to be the opposite, then all you have to do is wait here for a while, and I'll easily fall into your hands. Fairly commendable in terms of efficiency. Stop talking so much, just show me the way. Of course, as you wish. But even if you brought about the current situation coincidentally, there's still one thing you neglected. I'm afraid turning over every inch of the land is not a feasible strategy. In other words, I'm indispensable for what you're about to do. Nevertheless, words will only take me so far. Please, follow my lead. The creator of mine was overly fastidious. The location she chose for eternal rest, or rather, her burial, would never be beneath the soil of the mortal plane. Wait, aren't you going to take me with you? Oh. No, sit, stay. Meanwhile... Ooh, I like the designs again! Strength, it's crystalline. I don't know if that was like a command grab or what. All I know is that I'm fighting here with the best one for this. Senadina is the best at fighting any Stardust-themed enemies. Definitely. Boom. I mean, I would have much rather gone through the one that didn't open there. Also, why am I on trial characters? Mine are just as good here, if not better. We defeat the monsters again, but we're not making any progress. First, if she wants us to submit to her, shouldn't she show herself first? Does she expect us to kneel in front of the monsters and beg for mercy? Maybe agitating us is all part of the plan. And she's super annoying. She's a noble woman after all. She probably has her own lofty way of thinking. Speaking of which, it's been on my mind for a while. Why would she have the monster disguised as paintings? Is it just to scare us? No clue. Miss Falima has an extensive interest after all. That could be it. Kind of think of it, there are a lot of paintings in the corridor, but not all of them would turn into monsters and attack us. What is the purpose of the disguise? What if Falima was doing this to win us over so that we'll submit to her willingly? Then, the glitter orbs could be hidden in the real paintings. I knew it. This appears to be some kind of memory. Good morning, Father. Good morning, Mother. I finished reviewing Izzy's schoolwork, Father. You may test my knowledge whether it pleases you. Mother, I have also conferred with the servant regarding the arrangements of the tea party this afternoon. From a young age, Falima's conduct befitted her status as the eldest daughter of a noble family. The courteous and intelligent girl easily mastered all kinds of skills and techniques necessary for nobles. The adults of the family regarded her as a promising heiress, but the servants knew another side of her. Miss Hart, the soup tasted different last night. I remember Muffin saying that she isn't fond of the overstimulating flavors. Oh, the new kid must have got it wrong. I'll get to the bottom of it once at all, miss. Why are you still here, Roger? Have you forgotten about my father's schedule tomorrow? I'm terribly sorry, miss. I'll get polishing the riding gear right away. The new painting we bought would look better on the wall in the banquet hall. See to it, Ivy. Mother will be very pleased with you. As you wish, miss. When dealing with the servants, you must exercise authority with both kindness and firmness. Falima mastered all such herself without any guidance. Falima was trusted by the adults and obeyed by her servants, and her family was affluent, even among nobility. With these factors combined, she had the freedom to follow her desires for a very young age. But of course, she was no ordinary girl. Even her most extravagant games retained a sort of refinement. Miss, I've made the items you asked for. Follow me. You decorate the venue according to my instructions. Tea parties mimicking those held by her parents. Expositions for the collection of novelties. And unique art sautés. Falima had a carefree childhood driven by all kinds of capricious ideas. Until she became the heiress of the family. That was Falima recounting her own past. So everyone saw that. What can I say? People of status always have a thing for autobiographies. It's the same on Earth. But the experience just now, isn't it similar to your master technique? Or a poor man's version of it? Don't look at me! It's the first time I've ever seen something like this. I have to say something about it. It works the same as the replications that we're all experienced. I suppose it's driven by shadow of source. But the Master's treasure works more on a reader of the past experiences. What it reads depends on who activated it, or what was placed in it. Like what Senna said, this thing feels like a poor man's version of it. I think it's a sort of phonographic belonging to the owner of this corridor. No matter who activates the device, all they'll see is the self-flattery left by Falima. Maybe it's not just self-flattery. There could be more to it, like a password, or code hidden in the autobiography. What a narcissist. Come here, y'all! Oh, that's cool, actually. They're all like mirrors. They are like mirrors and doors. I absolutely stand for that. I stand for that. That's a cool concept. I think she wants to choose one of the 4 doors. Look at the symbol on that door. I told you. It's the thinking of a narcissist. Symbol. Oh! Are you saying that Flima's hidden the hints around her autobiography? Yeah, she wants to know every detail of her life. That's probably an exaggeration. If this is Miss Felina's hint, then I can say she doesn't care much about the past for sure. Like the symbol here. I don't think it's closely related to the story. The sense of propriety is conveyed, probably comes from what Miss Felina meant when she said, nobles must do as they please. Hold up. I know you received some perks from her, but no need to lay in so thick with the compliments. From what we know, though, at least Felima's pretty easy to understand. Although it still takes some verification to be sure of that. Yeah, let's go through that door and see what lies beyond. Yeah, you're getting yo-yoed, mate. Roger, did you do that? Why did you sell my horse without permission? I wouldn't have dared. Lord Campbell commanded it, Lady Felima. Campbell? Isn't he in charge of the business? I'm not one to meddle in their mundane affairs. How dare he tells me what to do? Tell me, what was Campbell's command? He said the expenses should up these days and they need to be reined in. Especially when it comes to recreational outings and parties. How did he know about the parties? I see. Ivan and the others must have tipped him off. I never wanted anything to do against your wish, Lady Felima. But the elders could fire me if they want to. So I have no choice but to do what they command. Yes, I know. Tell me where Campbell is. He's in the guest room. I heard they're talking of purchasing new estates, Lady Felima. You may go now. So the elders had tried to control Felima before she took control over her own family fortune. I've been wondering, what are these elders anyway? Are they like the board of directors in a company? Well, according to my master, the elders were like the managers to the nobles in actress that help families secure their positions. For instance, the Nutri family where Felima came from had 5 elders, and each of them possessed a say in different affairs. But of course, the great power lay with the family's patriarch, her father. So, since they couldn't take action against her father, they sought to manipulate her as a child, hoping to make her more obedient. But if all they did was impose a spending limit on her, there doesn't seem to be much of conflict. Yeah, if that was all they did, that is. Observe. So years had elapsed, and numerous changes affected the world, lucky at Felima's family. Shadow calamities grew more frequent, the head of the family became obsessed with the power struggles among nobles, reshuffling occurred among the family elders, and the lady of the house breathed her last. None of the events, be them happy or sad, seemed to have affected the young lady's temperament. She carried on doing whatever she wanted, even as the people around her gradually changed from who they once were. Say that again, Ivy. What do you mean by that's not possible? I'm terribly sorry, Lady Felima, but it's the elders' rule. A maid isn't allowed to procure items by herself. You've been serving me for years. I've never heard of such a rule. Since when are the elders entitled to judge my decisions? They aren't, Lady Falima, but after the ceremony last week, you have officially become the heiress of the family, so I'm no longer your maid, but answer to the elders now. Are you saying that I'm supposed to do the chores by myself? Not at all, Lady Falima. It's only that I'm no longer entitled to. Okay, fine, I know what you mean. What a boring crowd. That should be the time when Falima just become the heiress. Up until now, all I'm seeing is the stereotypical life of a rich heiress. Her so-called problems are just family responsibilities, noble traditions, all that sort of stuff. According to the rules of the family, after becoming the heiress, Falima, who was only a little over 10 years old, could take over the helm of the family from her father at any time. But even if she didn't mind it, the attitude of servants always reminded her that she had become more noble and less approachable. But judging from our late encounters, I can't really imagine how she used to deal with these things. If memory serves, that would be the point when she began to drift away from the family business and sought pleasure elsewhere on her own. She even gained a reputation as a rather notorious playgirl in lunch during her time. But how did a playgirl end up as one of the 7 Shus? Let's follow her instructions and watch some more excerpts from her life. We don't have enough information right now. I'm getting really hungry right now. Oh god damn it. What I might do is after this episode go and get some food and then come back. I don't know. We've got a while yet. Who's there? I beg your pardon, Miss Falima. Did the servant forget to lock the door? How very careless of them. I'll make sure they're severely punished. As you can see, we're in the middle of something important here. Can you give us a moment alone? Why would you want to discuss it alone, Lord Campbell? Is there something I shouldn't hear? That's most certainly not, but it's usually my duty to supervise the family finances. I hardly find it appropriate to trouble you or your father. By not troubling us, do you mean you've lost all our money? You are mistaken, Miss Falima. You must have been listening to the serpents gossiping again. Our overall finances are looking good, except... As far as I'm concerned, the family could benefit from structural adjustments in certain expenditures. For instance, if I may be frank, we might reconsider spending on luxury textiles and antiques. Oh, Campbell. Quit playing dumb, will you? You might assume that I'm some rich girl who knows nothing apart from the squandering of the family fortune. I couldn't care less about the games you're playing, but comprehend many things well. Compared to the losses we've incurred, my luxury products are basically nothing. For example, more than half the funds involved in this transaction here will end up in you two's pockets. Miss Falima, please don't make such false accusations without solid evidence. False accusations? Let's take a look at your contract, the contract in your hand, shall we? Wait! Built with composite materials a century ago. I do believe it's only been 50 years since composite building materials were invented. The land here used to belong to Carp. There's not a single lord named Carp in the entire history. Not to mention the faulty way you calculated the acres. More importantly, the name of this land only changed a month ago, shortly after the occurrence of a shadow calamity. Well, selling a property where shadow calamity street could after changing its name, and asking an extraordinarily high price at that. I wonder how much the price would be used to balance the books. Facing Falima's relentless attacks, Campbell looked around uneasy, but in the next moment he fell silent, regaining his composure. But adding a word, he gazed at someone behind Falima. That's enough, Falima. Father, go back to where you belong. But do not interfere in affairs beyond your duties. I presume that you've reached an age where you do not need to reiterate the rules. I beg your pardon, my lord. The fault lies with me for not being thorough enough. The young lady possesses exceptional discernment and outstanding talents. It was only natural to her to consider more possibilities. Don't take it too seriously, Lord Campbell. She's a child speaking about things she doesn't understand. Proceed as you see fit. Yes, my lord. I've already dispatched someone to inspect the land. Rest assured that everything is proceeding according to plan. Off you go, Falima. Remember that it's beneath your dignity to involve yourself in everyday affairs. Yes, father. So her father was a cunt too. Falima was more aware that it was best to remain silent, so she refrained from saying more. However, something occurred to her as she walked out of the guest room. Inspect the land. Wow, I never thought Falima's dad was that type. That's just your typical family head. They act tough, but they're not really that impressive. And they get all riled up when you call them out on their mistakes. I don't know a lot about great families, but didn't it mention towards the end that the land the elder wanted to purchase so they don't go to Shadow Calamity? Could it be the place where Falima first got in touch with the shadows? Maybe we'll find out in the next part of her autobiography. The shadow was a relatively unfamiliar notion before splitting. It was used to denote a series of calamities, since people were yet to grasp its true nature. The scope of its reference varied. The only thing everyone agreed on was that the power of the shadows was far related to people's fear. Once a person's fear reached a certain degree, monsters would arise from their shadow. There were clear reports of this phenomenon in various sources I'd come across. If the shadows were kind of a body of energy, then as long as the energy had not been depleted, there would certainly be residues left. Therefore, in the area where the shadow calamities are taking place, one could possibly find a strange phenomenon that relate to the shadow. And when people approach these phenomena, new fears would arise, thus creating a vicious cycle. Falima found a nearby vantage point to assess the situation in the area. As she anticipated, a dark mist enveloped the buildings, along with the maid who had entered the area moments ago. What is this? Help! Falima calmly observed everything that was happening. Despite her sharp intellect, she was at a loss on how to handle the mysterious dark energy. However, one thing was clear. It was not the time for impulsive actions. All she did was analyze the situation. She even allowed herself to be seized by negative emotions. It would have come to this if they had listened to me. People are all the same, each carrying out things in their own way, with believing they're smarter than everyone else. Really, why can't you all listen to me? If you must fear someone, then fear me. As her thoughts took shape, her body began to move. The entire set of actions unfolded swiftly and seamlessly. Even Falima herself didn't realize what she was doing until it was done. At that moment, an unknown power shifted its course and surged into her body. Lady Falima? Under the maid's appalled gaze, the girl's body seemed to be merging with a shadow. Submit to me. That was the first time she became clearly aware of her dream. In order to experience pleasure at will, you must first assert dominance. T-pose on those motherfuckers! Was that how Falima got her power? That's earlier than I thought. Whoa! Jump scare! Falima must have already mastered the tricks of manipulating the shadow with her own talents. So, this was the only opportunity for her to put that theory into practice. Whatever the case, following that event, she was able to harness the shadows to recruit servants to her will. In order to experience pleasure at will, you must first assert dominance. So that's what the show of pleasure really wanted from the beginning. A few years have passed since Falima gained the power of domination from the shadows. Her father had rapidly expanded the family's influence before passing away from an accident. accident, in quotes. Philima inherited the family fortune, yet her hedonic inclinations remained unchanged. Rather than the family matriarch, Philima was better known as her other identity, the party queen of the masquerade corridor. Abandon your fears and surrender to pleasure. Burdens of the mundane world cease to exist in the moment you set foot here. Unleash your extravagant moves and splendid attires I've bestowed upon you, and let your exuberant cheers drown out the bells of dawn. To Lady Philima! Music echoed through the corridor, while the wine never ran out. Those who had willingly become Philima's servants turned the masquerade corridor into a theatre where the play never ended. The power of domination fits me perfectly. With this, I'll always have someone to play with. The visit to Amber Street didn't go exactly as planned, but in the end, the rewards were even greater. I wonder how Father would feel if he was still here. I'd love to see the expression on his face. Outstanding though she was, Philima wasn't the only one who noticed the shadows. With the gradual rise of the shadow calamities, many people began to turn their attention to that dark corner. And her father, the former head of the family, had been one of them. Almost at the same time that Philima mastered the power of domination, her father approached the situation from a different angle, seeking to exploit the devastating impact of the shadows, without first unraveling their mystery. The man was akin to a shrewd opportunist. Though he lacked the ability to actively manipulate market fluctuations, he would patiently await the occurrence of calamities and exploit it to his advantage. He used the strategy to undermine several other families, therefore propelling his own family to unprecedented heights. However, his proximity to the shadow ultimately led to his ultimate demise in an accident. Father died because of the shadows, leaving behind chaos with all those elders who had hatched their own schemes. And now, this same chaos had been resolved because of the very same shadows. How ironic. Don't you think so, Campbell? I beg your pardon, my lady. Just talking to myself. Not so long ago, Philima drew inspiration from the incident on Amber Street and transformed her power of domination into becoming the Shoe of Pleasure. Therefore, greatly amplifying her strength. Then, she ousted several prominent elders who harbored treacherous intentions as events unfolded. Lord Campbell, the weakest among the elders, and the one who had previously been punished for embezzlement, emerged as the sole survivor. I've gathered all the items you requested. Do you need anything else? Just let me know, I'm always at your service. I don't really care about these items. You know what really annoys me? Let me give you a hint. Those who wear poker faces at my Mad Man quiz. Many apologies, my lady. See, I'm laughing my head off. No need for that. You may go now. I have hardly time for old men. Let's check out the new guest today. So this is what happened after Amber Street incident. So you must have known her by then, Song. Yeah, that's right. But I didn't take part in every mad banquet. I had to work, you know. Banquet. Your goal was to freeload, right? Just admit it. We won't laugh at you, honestly. We won't. Ha. I mean, not ha. No one's laughing at you. But wasn't Lady Philima? I'm honored to receive your invitation today, and the opportunity to taste all these exquisite delicacies at your distinguished mansion. Who are you? My name is Li Wei. I'm a food writer with a better reputation than the truth. Ah yes, I did send invitations to subjects from different walks of life, didn't I? Please, don't take it personally, Mr. Lee. Oh no, not at all. I'm well aware that I'm in a small measure of fame, so it's only natural for you to overlook me. What's wrong with him? I've had the pleasure to sample all of your heavenly delicacies at the party. Every one of them was bliss at my plate. I hereby thank you with all of my heart for organizing such an amazing event. It's just that I've heard about a hidden menu at your Mad Banquet that's a bit more of a dazzling experience for the senses. To be honest with you, that's the reason I came here. Please cut to the chase. I dislike beating around the bush, as it's pure waste of time. Oh, I beg your forgiveness. What I'm trying to say is, I heard that people could lose their inhibitions at this mads and indulge in Hinduism. If you want to play, then be my guest. Well, I am a public figure. And I don't know much about the kind of pleasure that thrills your advocate. So you have trouble letting go? In that case. Alright, put on this mask. Only fools can't see it. Lady Flimmer, where are you taking me? To introduce you to some of my friends. Friends? But I didn't tell any of my friends about coming here. So I'm taking you to meet some new ones. No, wait, I don't think so. Oh, I know you. You must be still away. The author, right? I never thought I'd meet such a distinguished artist in real life. What an honor. Thank you. But I hope you won't mention that to anyone else. Why? It's a rare honor, isn't it? Hello, Mr. Lee. I'm Lucy. I take care of the chores here. If you need anything, let me know. I'm at your service at all times. Lucy here is an intellectual. I actually researched them called Shadows. I am very interested in her project. The Shadows? You mean the shadows that can stimulate the neurons and create fear? Yes. I'm intrigued. Would you care to elaborate this? And so the three strangers came together and engaged in passionate discussion. The student looking for sponsors, the upstart seeking to build connections with celebrities, and the writer thirsty for forbidden knowledge. The wishes of mundane people, they all seemed so similar. That's the reason why you're all easily dominated, don't you see? Despite her desire to dominate them, she still ended up fulfilling all their needs. What a strange person. I don't think that makes much of a difference to Falima. By understanding your target's needs, you also understand their weak spots. That's also what she did in Amberstreet, to the best of our knowledge. But something tells me there's more to this party. Yeah, there's still a second act. Oh, you must be the late famous Lady Falima. I've heard a lot about you for your glorious deeds. Such an honor to meet you today. Your beauty lives up to your reputation. And you're as greasy as what the stereotypes suggest, sir. Have I ever sent you an invitation? No, of course not. I haven't had a chance to meet your acquaintance. Do forgive my appearance. My name is Pietro. I'm a merchant. Of an unconventional trade? Yeah, the less honorable kind. Things are getting tough these days. There's been a surge in certain needs. Many call me an upstart tycoon with nothing but names to my cash. But don't worry. I'm not a brute. What I truly admire are noble folks like yourself who hail from esteemed families. I'm quite interested in you and the upper crust of society you're in. I trust you won't scorn someone like me who comes from the humble beginnings, right? If I were to hold anything against you, Mr. Pietro, it'd be because of your background. But not because it wouldn't be because of your background, but more like because of your manners. But mildly, I do hope you can address that tobacco smell next time you wish to engage in the conversation. Oh, what? Sorry, I didn't notice. I'm sure you do now. Rest assured that we do not slight any guests, even those who came uninvited. Once you've dispelled that scent, perhaps a touch of cologne would be in order. I shall instruct my servants to teach you in the ways of upper-class etiquette. Thank you so much, Lady Falima. After that lesson in upper-class etiquette, I feel so much confident talking with people. It only took me a while to speak with every servant. I also gave out a good amount of tips. Elegance isn't achieved by simply spraying cologne. You still have a long way to go. If anyone ever accuses you of being impertinent again, don't say I didn't warn you. Yes, of course. I thank you with all my heart, Lady Falima. Anything to say, guys? No, nothing to say this time? My back is being weird and my butt. My back and my butt are acting weird. You over there? I don't believe I've ever met you. Is this your first time here? I did not mean to skip that. That would have been the story of the other... Wait, can I re-observe? Oh, thank God, I can re-observe. Woo! That was close. My bad. Hello there, are you Lady Falima? My name is Lucy. I'm an undergraduate from Oxia. I don't think our debauched little hideaway is suitable for undergraduates. Are you mentally prepared for all of this? I don't think you are. This sack you're wearing isn't well groomed, but far too plain. You'll be lost in the crowd in less than 10 seconds. Why did an honest, simple, and poor student like you come all the way here for blocks here? Actually, I wanted to finish my research product. My project is titled Feasibly Studying on the Energy Conversations of Shadow Calamities, so I often come here for research. And I've heard a lot about you. They say you've mastered the power of shadows, so The power of shadows, indeed. I believe I have. And? Could you please give me a chance to witness the shadows? And what will you give me in return? It's kind of embarrassing. I've been pinching pennies for research, but I'm still running low on my savings. Do you think I want money? Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it that way. Then what do you... I can imagine how difficult it was for you to figure that out. Alright, let me think. I suppose we could use some help with the chores. Why don't you stick around and take care of that? Huh? What? You don't like getting your hands dirty? Well, I don't think you have much of a choice. No, not at all. I had nowhere to go. I didn't think I'd have a chance to stay here. I really don't care whether you stay or not. Remain loyal to me and do your job. The rest is up to you. Of course. I pledge my loyalty to you, Lady Falima. That's how she got 2 more servants. Without needing to use shadows. What's the meaning of this? At the party, Falima suddenly let out a shrill cry, drawing the attention of nearby guests. Please don't act so surprised, my lady. It would harm your reputation if you made a scene. You said that we don't have any more money for the parties. What do you mean by that? I think the meaning is quite clear, my lady. Ever since the Amber Street incident, your parties become increasingly extravagant, straining our finances more and more. Meanwhile, you're also ousted the elders in charge of the major business. I'm very much in favor of your decisions and grateful to you for entrusting me with the majority of the family businesses, but you never asked about these businesses, and I could hardly keep things going all by myself. I deeply apologize for any inconveniences this may cause to our esteemed guests. However, I feel I may need to suspend such events in the future in order to manage our expenses more prudently. In fact, our liquid assets today already have... You really believe I know nothing about our business? Campbell blinked his eyes without any remark. Falima knew this expression. It meant he was unaffected by fear. Campbell was lying. The family was by no means in any sort of financial crisis. Yet he wasn't afraid to tell that lie. Sorry, gotta get some water, wet the whistle. After Falima removed the other elders from their position, Campbell seized the opportunity to take all their power in his hands. While feigning loyalty and obedience, he clung to his hatred for Falima, biding his time for an opportunity to strip her of all the fear and respect she had garnered. Taken aback, Falima recalled the day when she gained the power of domination. Go back to where you belong. Do not interfere with the affairs of your duties. I presume you've reached an age where you do not reiterate the rules. So her father, maybe father tolerated deceitful actions from the elders to uphold balance within the family. Someone who had been secretly studying the shadows at the beginning couldn't have been a fool. Was my father better than me at the art of domination? You're wrong. But even in the art of domination, I have my own ways. Stab! Lady Falima, I'm grateful that you allowed me to stay here. You can skip the pleasantries. You're a student of energy, correct? Yes. More specifically, my project is the feasibility study of the energy conversion of shadow calamities. If I could channel powers from the shadows, would you be able to light up the lamps here? It's theoretically possible, but I've never conducted any experiments. You should conduct the first experiment here. As my servant, it's just part of your duty to put on a slideshow. I understand. Sorry, the shadow just kind of grew in there. So where's her plan going here? Hello, Lady Philima. What happened? It's nothing important. My question for you is, now that you've witnessed the opposite side you've been fighting for, are you satisfied with what you've seen? Of course, very. I can't thank you enough, Lady Philima. So, how would you like if more people here would have that opportunity? You mean, within the confines of today, you have my special permission to bring up your subordinates here so that they, too, can feel what it's like to be in the upper society. You may also consider teaching them our customs in the future. Really? Lady Philima, I can't believe you're being so nice to me. I have no use for idle words. See to it at once. As you wish. How did this happen? Inducing a blackout at a venue, turning her servants against her, and publicly humiliating Philima in the presence of nobility. Such was Campbell's elaborate scheme. Following that, her servants, stripped of their fear, would abandon her, and even her power of dominance would gradually ebb away. But his maneuvers failed to stop her mad banquet. The sudden replacement of servants and delicacies, along with a little lightning show, all pushed the party to new heights instead. How is this possible? Poor Campbell, after all these years, looks like you're still not a match for me. Campbell took a step back. In the next instant, he seemed to remember something. The shadow's power came from fear. I can't be afraid of her. I can't be dominated. Philima, even if I had to fear someone, it won't be you. The shadow behind Campbell suddenly elongated, wriggling as if alive. I've been studying this out for a long time. This was supposed to be my last resort. My fear, my... Hey, look, what's that thing behind the old man? Whoa, is this some kind of magic show? It's like those shadows in the stories. How unsightly. You can't possibly believe you possess the talent to control fear as well, can you? It's not just belief. Look closer, I'm succeeding! Just you wait, my shadow, my monsters will destroy your mad banquet! Really? You might want to take another look. What have you done? Looks like someone wasn't paying attention to the shadow controlling 101. Shadows come from people's fear. So, at my mad banquet, what's the use of one man's fear alone? It's Lady Philima. Lady Philima's controlling our shadows. Is this a performance? Has Lady Philima arranged for all this? Our shadows are dancing. Apart from you, everyone here is my servant. And all their fears are mine. And you are going to join them in a moment. Are you ready? See? You can no longer control your own fear. I'll give you one last chance. Submit to me. And join the others here to celebrate my name. Looks like the memories are complete from this phase. I can't believe she'd remember so much about just one party. It's kind of exhausting to watch. It's the process in which Philima gained full domination over her family, and what happened in the end. Isn't a bit like fear gathering now? Collecting everyone's shadows and turning them into something else. I suppose the principles are alike, but my guess is Philima herself has probably never understood the nature of her action. She must have utilized this newfound trait afterwards. For one, fear gathering is no longer a secret. Well, for another, her mad banquet became more extravagant for a while. So, all those who stood in her way were defeated, and she gained a deeper insight into her own power. A string of good luck, and it's smooth sailing the way. That's what happened. Alright, let's carry on. The place where Philima's resting shouldn't be far from here. We want to go down. Oh, this room looks familiar. go around, have we? Huh? So that's where I came from originally. Why are you doing this? Uh-oh. I'm going in circles. Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, thank God. Are we at the end? But I don't think Falima's here. Considering what happened to us with Sephiroth, we better look around first.
理論上は100年近いとマルーン色の痕跡が床にボロボロになった金属製品その形を合わせると拷問
A torture device.
なんとなく見えてくる
Holy shit, it's the fork jabber. The fork jabber!
どうやらここはまだ
Is this another part of Falima's autobiography? I mean, you can still hear that mysterious voiceover. Feels somewhat strange throughout the videos. But I guess the strange feeling is what members of the exploitive class, such as her, often use to manipulate people. Oh, you're quite harsh, Coraline. Whatever the case, it feels like something unusual that Falima has left us fewer traces here than in the corridors. What if... I wouldn't be surprised if she didn't show up. After all, you came uninvited. Hello, Lantern. I already come from Ajita. You played no part in what happened today. Which means the only one Shus was active at the time of the incident. The person you're talking about is Duong, Lantern. That's not possible. Mr. Baji's just explained to me that Duonig doesn't have enough power to upset them. Master? What did he mean? Nothing in particular. He doesn't mind if I bring you to justice here now after discovering your crime. Lantern! Lantern, don't do this! I'm innocent! If you want to go to war with the third planet, we're happy to oblige. Yeah, you go, girl boss. Hey, Carly, are you sure you're not provoking her? Words are a waste of time. Show me what you've got. You have my permission to prove your innocence in combat. So she's like a shotgun. But who said you can permit anything here? Using gunfire as an opener scene seems a tad cruel. Dear guests, you all seem rather impatient. Falima? Or Selma? Is her name said Selma? Not Falima? Long time no see, Lantern. Falima. Have I told you before? Don't shoot while others are sleeping. It was not I who awakened you. Who knows? Either way, I had my reasons. You're in no position to call the shots here, Lantern. You are not the owner of this place. In the Hall of Pleasure, all of them are my servants. No one is allowed to fight here, and this rule applies to you. We have no need for conflict at the party. Would you mind keeping that in mind? Sorry for barging into your territory. I will leave this place at once. As for them, I can still kill them as soon as they leave the corridor. Lantern, wait, what? I already confirmed this. Among the 7 Shus, only you remain under suspicion. If you deny your guilt, then there are only ones who can cause the anomalies. So, I will not take back what I said. You either die at my hands or stay here forever as Falima's servants. That's fine by me. Goodbye. Lantern swiftly left the banquet hall. The banquet hall under everyone's gaze. I can keep saying banquet, aren't I? She said that among the 7 Shus, only Song remained suspicious. Setting aside Duo, did she confirm the situation with Cheetah during her absence? Where did perception go? It appears Lantern still enjoys making threats. How tasteless of her. Well, there's no need for you to take it seriously. It's just a habit of hers. I can see that. Then, where are my manners? I am the mistress here, Falima of the family. I believe you don't need any further introduction. That won't be necessary. You and I go way back. We've awakened you to resolve the shadow. There's no need for all that. Shoes aren't completely ignorant of the happenings in the world, even during their sleep. Besides, you weren't the ones who awakened me. What? The mechanisms in the corridor are connected to my mind. Your journey through the corridor was a process in which you gradually accepted my faults. My motives, my ways, my style. Your minds were gradually imprinted with my ideas until you're finally here to be interviewed by me. Are you suggesting that by reaching here, we're already under your domination? As it should be. I didn't anticipate you'd be able to skip some stages because of Lantern. In order to keep a member of nobility, it isn't enough to simply know about the workings of another society. However, nobles must do as they please. Even though you failed to become my servant, I still decide to shelter you as I please. Alright then. I have no desire to waste all my precious waking hours on you lot. Don't you have tasks to complete? I suggest you get on with them. It's unfortunate to be targeted by Miss Lantern. She's even more insensitive to others' feelings than I am. But if you look at it from another perspective, it could be a good opportunity to get close to her. Alright? If you really have nothing to do, feel free to hang around here for a while longer. I'm afraid it might not be so easy for you to get in next time. It won't matter. We wouldn't dream of disturbing you unless we had something important to discuss, Miss Falima. As for what comes next, I'll come visit you again once I've had a talk with my master. Let's go. It's time to wake up the next Shu. The Shu of Gadgets, Mr. Jita, who's also the true form of perception. But Lantern's gonna try and kill us immediately. We just get out, bang. Great, Lantern isn't here. I'm afraid she'll be waiting us at the entrance, catching us off guard. Seems like she believed we'd at least rest a little while in the corridor. Yeah, that assumption would be right under normal circumstances, but considering what's happening now, we have to take risks for the sake of the future. Let's quickly wake up Gadget while Lantern hasn't noticed our whereabouts. With any perception around, I don't think it'll be much of a challenge. Gadget? Oh, I mean Ajita. Speaking of which, where's our perception? And that dog? Ah, I found it! Hey, what are you doing here sneaking around? Doing like a scream of anguish as someone grabbed him by the back of the neck. You! How'd you get out? Oh. So you're disappointed that Lantern didn't gun us down? Oh, of course not. I'm just thrilled to see you again. I'm so happy so... Wait a sec. Perception isn't here anyway. So there's no need for me to treat you so nicely. It's none of your business where I'm disappointed or not. Our perception's not here. What do you mean? How can an artifact run off on her own? Listen to yourself. Stop shaking me! You're shaking my brains out! Lantern took her away shortly after you entered the corridor. The dog told everyone what happened before. I see, so that's why Lantern said Ajita wasn't guilty. It's because they had met during the time we were away. But how could Lantern become so sure it wasn't so sure of it in a short time? Well, never mind. We'll get nowhere by imagining things. Once we've woken up Ajita, we should find out why. Yeah, you're right. Let's start right away. Of course, we gotta bring this one along. Where you going, Duo? As the girls were talking, Duo took a few steps back, as if unintentionally. The mention of its name at that moment induced a shudder within it. The scenery is better here. Oh, in that case, Would you like to go a bit further? It's right over there in the midst of monsters. I'm telling you, the scenery there is simply marvelous. Rest assured, from this moment onwards, I shall be your most loyal follower, standing by you at all times. So, where are we going? Alright, let's go. I don't see any building here. If Falima lives in the air, maybe Ajita lives underground? Not really. She's cast an illusion spell in the area. Ajita's a renowned collector with an impressive array of rare items and extensive knowledge for magical artifacts, many of which involve technology needless in time. Hurta? Her split, the artifact's perception we've been traveling with, is in fact one of her collections. Filling out perception right here. To sniff around. Oh. Wait, what? Don't order me around. As if I was a puppy. Besides, I don't have a dog's nose. Ajita channels her powers and shoots conceal her place of slumber. I'm sure you can sense that considering you're one of the 10 faces of misery. Even if I can, I would be my call to help you or not. If you hadn't let Lantern kid our perception, we wouldn't be running around here like headless chicken. We haven't punished you for that yet. Should we do it now? Follow that dog! It's here. Good job, you're quick. Sure. Is this an innate talent? You just taught me the mantra. Let me just think. See beyond the dark, kiss beyond the floor, destroy! Yes, that's it! Ajita should be sleeping behind the magic circle, but you must be careful once we go in. I've never been down there before, so I have no idea what it looks like. Wee! Yeah, my ass! Is this the Sea of Data connected? If she's living in a place like this, then she... What's wrong, Song? In front of the group lays a corpse. Some people refer to death as an eternal slumber. But dead bodies, once human, but now truly devoid of life, always extrude an aura of annihilation, emitting a horror that sends shivers down one's spine. The situation was the same here, even though this body bore the countenance of a beautiful lady, as depicted by Song. Song. Come on, I must be dreaming right now. Why would I see... Ajita's not breathing! No vital signs detected. Judging by the fluctuations in the sea of Quanta, she's been like this for quite some time. Clearly you're not dreaming. Ajita is truly dead. So that's the reason why Lantern said Ajita was clear of suspicion. I've been waiting for you. Perception! Why are you... That's what we saw when Lantern brought me here. Then she said she needed to do something and left alone, leaving me here to watch over the body by myself. Wait. Correlate just said that Ajita died a long time ago. If this was murder, then how? It's strange. Why am I... again? Chrono, are you alright? Something's off. We must go. Ah. That's... oh no! What's wrong, Song? What to do? Achita's dead. We won't be able to wake up all 7 Shus now. This is terrible! What should I do? Should I... what? Is it really so terrible if we can't get them all? Of course! We're facing now only... what we're facing now only happened 100 years ago. Master said that this calamity should be subdued by combining the power of the 7 Shus. So I combine power. I'm pretty sure you didn't make much of a contribution at that time. But that just shows how awesome Master and Nietzsche were. Think about our perception, she's very capable. She's only a split of Vegeta. Oh no, why does it have to be a cheetah? Song. Even though we don't have enough power for the 7 Shus right now, we still have Oxia, Shen, and the others as backup. We can work this out together. So why don't we calm down and analyze the situation first? Okay. Yeah, now's not the time to panic. Whatever happens, we still have the Master. Okay. Should we go wake up your Master? No, that won't do. We can't just do it so casually. Yeah. If it's a really huge calamity, I'm sure he'll wake up by himself. One of the 7 Shus found dead. Xiao's getting out of control. These happen to have a great impact on both Lanku and Oxia. Just to be safe, we should go back to Oxia and first discuss what to do next. Yeah. Let's go. I have no idea what just popped while I was there. Soon after, just under Song faced her death, her companions from Oxia would recall what happened, and she had said and done. Before this, the wheels of fate had already begun their merciless rotation. The change restraint in the man had already all been shattered. Because of that, the gigantic shadow pressed closer towards him. It was if, not to him who was freed, but the cluster of shadows at the other end of the chain. Or maybe, that's exactly how it was. The time has still arrived. It's time to face my own sins. If the whole world is a cage, then there is no escape for a bird. Join me in my cage, my friends. And like that, while our meeting here may not be coincidental, like them, are you here to kill me? Speaking of which, this might seem like a strange question out of the blue, but do you believe in prophecies? It's nothing. It just occurred to me that there's a saying, you never know God's plan. If you don't understand it and analyze it properly, then even the most obvious truth cannot be understood, such as the limitations of prophesizing. As for prophecies, while they may offer a glimpse into the future, they inherently rely on a predetermined destiny. Is it necessarily bad if everything is predetermined? Well, if the threads of fate could lead to a better result, then I believe many would voluntarily become a puppet of the gods. Yeah. Dream seeking really is desperate and pointless move. Are you trying to say something? I'm not saying that the pseudo-time crystal belongs to any of these. Yeah, and the eyes of Bodhi are far from omnipotent or omniscient. The two individuals who transcended time in Luoshun spoke curtly of one another. They observed as the world rose and fell. They also witnessed the Dreamseeker's temporary return. What kind of dream does ego and the world belong to? And what kind of dream does the future belong to? Perhaps they knew the answer. But they also understood that this is irrelevant to their dream-seeking journey. Time is always divided into countless futures. In their eyes, as the representatives of time, when they were exiled from the world one day, Dreamseeker would ironically be able to come up with his conclusion. No matter where he was, the process and result of one's best effort was that person's ego and future. That does remind me of a story. In this story, a wise man said, "There are no directions in the world. People make choices according to their ideas, which determine the direction of the world." Meanwhile, another wise man retorted, "And therein lies the conflict of this world. It was not born of people's ideas, nor will it perish for the same reason. Therefore, in order to change the world, what matters is people's ideas of their meaning of living." So, how did the story end? Huh? Have you never lived such a story? That's your question. Could it also be an answer to this story? I believe this is it. Let me have a quick check. That is indeed the end of the chapter. So guys, we're going to be ending the chapter here. We're ending the video here. Means that we have one more chapter to go through. And it looks like it's a relatively short one, so we'll probably have one more recording to go through. People that are here in the recording, in the YouTube channel. As always, thank you so much. And I hope you guys have an absolutely lovely day. We're going to settle down and get some bits here. For those on stream, we are going to hit a break real quick. So, for those on video, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you guys have a lovely time, and I will see you soon. Kitty and Network, logging off.